So first up is deep diaphragmatic breathing. In order to illustrate this, over here, if you just look at your screens for the moment, over here's my rib cage. Okay, just below my rib cage, there's a sheet of muscle called the diaphragm, and the diaphragm acts almost as bellows. If you imagine that as the diaphragm descends, it draws in, right? As I open my tummy, the diaphragm expands and I draw into my lungs as fully as possible all the air that I could have as capacity. And then as it contracts, it pushes the air out. Okay, so that's diaphragmatic breathing. If you just have a look at my fingers, just as a demonstration, these two fingers are gently touching. Okay, watch when I breathe in on the count of three. 1, 2, and 3. You can see my fingers have drawn apart, and as I breathe out, they go back together again. That's why diaphragmatic breathing is sometimes referred to as belly breathing or tummy breathing, because you're in fact using your diaphragm just like any good speaker or opera singer would use their diaphragm to maximize their voice. In order to do this, it's really very simple. We need to inhale through our nose for about 4 seconds, right? That enables the air to be filtered by the hairs in our nose, which are there for that purpose, as well as warmed up. And then exhale through our mouths for slightly longer than the inhalation. So if we're inhaling for 4 seconds, exhaling for about 6 seconds, and the breathing should be audible enough for somebody sitting in the room with you to be able to hear you. Okay. If it's silent, then it's just not forceful enough for this deep diaphragmatic breathing exercise. There are various forms of breathing exercises, often referred to helpfully as breath work, because it is something that can be worked on and improved and is helpful without a doubt. That's evidence-based. But for this purpose, we should be breathing audibly. Now, what I'll do is I'll do one cycle of a deep diaphragmatic breath, okay? And then I'll invite you to join me for a cycle of 3 diaphragmatic breaths that we'll do together. Okay, so just watch me for this one. On the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. I breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. It is somewhat helpful just to hold the breath at the top for literally a second, just 1 second, and then breathe out. Okay? So let's do that together. I'll narrate it all the way through. On the count of 3, we'll start. 1, 2, and 3. Breathe in through your nose. Just hold it and then breathe out through your mouth. And again in through your nose. And out through your mouth. And last one, in through your nose. And breathe it all out through your mouth. As you exhale, you can almost imagine to yourself, breathing in fresh, relaxing oxygen air and breathing out all the stress that you might be feeling inside of you. The beauty of this particular relaxation exercise is that it can be done almost anywhere at almost any time. You could be sitting on the tube, you could be sitting in a dentist's waiting room, in a departure lounge at the airport, and you could just very easily be sitting to do that. It takes tens of seconds. One thing that you should be aware of is that if you do it too many times in a row, there's the possibility that you might feel lightheaded from the increased amount of oxygen. So if you do, say, 3 breaths or even 4 breaths, leave as little as 30 seconds, and then you can go and do another set, because in that 30-second period, carbon dioxide and oxygen will once again reach the preferred balance. So that's deep diaphragmatic breathing.